Hello everyone, welcome to your altcoin review. This is your host Sky and today is 28th of August 2022. In this video we will look at various charts from altcoin dominance to crypto total 2, S&P and few other indices. So before going into specific altcoins, I just want to give you the context. And if you had seen the stream yesterday of Sia, he was talking about context also and how important it is whenever you are trying to chart an asset. His context came from yugas and quite a long and broad perspective towards reality. And very interesting stream. If you haven't watched it, try to get it from somewhere. So now what we are looking at is the context of where we are and the context of the bear market and how long the bear market lasts for the altcoins. In the chart in front of you, we are just comparing altcoin, one of the bear markets where in 2000, where there was a dot-com bubble and there was a crash, and we're comparing it to the total market cap, total 2 of altcoins. So you can do these comparisons with BTC, you can do these comparisons with total, but since I'm dealing with altcoins only, I'll just start with the total 2. So just to give you a context, here we see that when there was a bubble in 2000, dot-com bubble, and after that when the bear market started, it took about 3 years for the bear market to resolve. Right now, since the top, it has only been 292 days, and if you think May was the top, then it's been just above 100 days, more than a year. So, and if we take three years, and as it was in 2000 for the dot-com bubble, it will take us somewhere in 2024, summer of 2024. The next halving is in 25, and we had already established that in our on-chain video that halving is 600 days away from now, and usually the bull markets have started 100 or 150 days after the halving. Until then, there has been sideways. So that is one of the data points we have, which we are dealing in on-chain videos. And in this video, we are just comparing this bear market after the dot-com bubble. And why we are doing this is because the dot-com bubble was also very hyped, and similarly crypto altcoins have been very, very hyped. They have been overvalued, and now we have seen a crash of 76%. And if you see this, how much time it took from the last cycle, it was about 3 years. This was the last altcoin bubble in 2017. The next one came after 3 years. In 20 it started. So we have one data point here of from total 2. You can find similar data points in Bitcoin chart also. So you see that even in dot-com bubble it took about 3 years. And now if you see how the crash has happened. Now I will do fractal study in the coming videos, but for now, just to see how it is happening, we could be anywhere here. This is the first bounce. This was a correction of 30%. Then this is a correction of 28%, and this is a correction of 34%. So here we see a correction of 49%, then a correction of 65%. So it's a very heavy downtrend, and right now it has not been resolved. We are trending down, and we can certainly go down to these levels. This is the previous accumulation zone, and this is almost %70 down from here. So you have a context right now of the time it has usually taken in a bear market, how bear markets can be. This is an S&P for 2000. Now this bear market of first winter after 2017 top, this has taken us 3 years. Now if you see the altcoin dominance chart. Here also you see, if you compare it to, this was the 2017 bull market, and this is the 2021, 2020 and 2021 bull market. Here you also see this, the same thing, that it has taken about 3 years, and we are right now at the top zone. We have not fallen down in dominance, at least. So if what we have seen, that bubbles are cyclic in nature, and when they reach the tops, specifically the altcoin dominance, when it starts falling, the money flows to Bitcoin, and it can flow to the downside also, where Bitcoin goes sideways and altcoins keep falling. So that is something which can happen for quite some time. And you see this, how much time it has taken to consolidate here after the bull market. There's just 2 years of consolidation of sideways, and after that we were able to have a bull market. So you see, we have not seen consolidation, so we cannot expect another bull run in altcoins. And if we have to go to this, probably we might go higher than this, and we might, even if we make consolidation here at these levels, we can still expect, yeah. So you see, one drop and then consolidation. This has happened before. This is how the cycle has played when the bubble popped the previous time. So this is just to give you a context of time. We will go into the fractals and also detailed study of this in our upcoming videos. For now, we will just move on and we'll see the charts in lower time frame. So if you see, now this is total 2 chart. What we had shown in on-chain report also last 2 weeks, 3 weeks back, we had told our members that we are reaching a very significant resistance, and we have seen this. You see how it has reacted and how the momentum has faded whenever we have reached this trend line on RSI. So you see, first here, the first dump, this was the biggest one in the bull market. Then again we approached, and then also there was a downtrend. This was the biggest one in the bear market when we approached this, and now again we approached it and we have started dumping again. So this was a good indicator to us to be very cautious, and we had told everybody at 25k to get out. And this was one of the charts in confluence to many other. Right now what is happening, we have just drawn a fib from the bottom, and you see that we have not even gone till the GP of the move, that is 0.618. Altcoins like to go to 786. So I'll be waiting. There's a head and shoulder formation also here. If you see, this is kind of there's a head and shoulder formation also, and the target for this should be around 786. So you see that we are in a downtrend, heavy downtrend, and the formations, chart patterns are also showing confluence down below. So let's move on to some few other indexes. So this we had given a call on shitcoin index, where we saw that RSI was breaking the trend. We also saw there was a bearish shark formation. To understand these harmonic patterns, we teach this in our heroes course, but for now we're just showing that how this resistance has played out. And you can also see there is a swing failure pattern also here above resistance. So for the sake of the beginners, before delving into the details of the charts and indexes, I'll just make few things clear so that it is understandable for them, and we will be giving a little bit of education in these videos. So now, what is an uptrend? This, when we are making a high, then we made a low which is above the low or previous low, and then we make a high which is higher than the previous high, and the low above the previous low and high. So this is a uptrend where this is an impulse, this is an impulse, this is an impulse, okay, and this one is a retrace, this is a retrace, okay, and if this comes down, then that will be the retrace. So this is impulse and retraces. Now this is the low, this one is the higher low, and similarly this is the high and this is the higher high. So this is a trend. Similarly, the opposite of it, when we have lower lows and lower highs, that's a downtrend. So if you have to see it in the chart, you can see that this is an uptrend where we are making a high, then high low, then higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and higher low. So this is a trend. And when it breaks the trend, when it makes a lower low, this was the low that made the high, then it made the lower low and lower high. So now the downtrend is started. When we break the previous high, that's the higher high. So you have to see these the trend on various time frames. You have time frames mentioned here on TV. You can go to monthly time frame to get a broader context. This gives you the directionality of the flow in macro terms. So when you have established that we are in a downtrend in a macro environment, then when you are looking for trades in shorter time frame, for example, you come to weekly is also on a downtrend, and what we see is that our bias is established towards the direction of a higher time frame trend. So once you have established that bias, then you want to flow with the trend. So higher time frames are just to give you a context, and then when you want to trade, you go from higher time frames like monthly and weekly to lower time frames like daily. And lower time frames can be used to refine these higher time frame structures to facilitate more precise and risk defined entries. You use higher time frame for biases, and you use lower time frames to make your trades. This is so in lower time frames also it can be it also depends upon people how they want to trade. It can go from daily to 15 minutes to 1 minute also. So but it is when you're a beginner, you should not be going below 4 hours, and certainly till 15 minutes is still okay to get your precise entries, but trading on 1 minute aggressively is for very experienced traders. So once you have established a trend, then you see on the higher time frame, and you want to take an entry on a lower time frame. For example, if you wanted an entry here, this so you see here that this is a zone where interaction with price has happened, and eventually you have seen that the buyers were defeated by the sellers, and there is a sell pressure at this zone. There are various ways to look into this, but the simple way, which is very visual in front of you, is that this was the support, and eventually it broke when the sell side dominated this area. So now this was the move, and you know that since this is the area, because it gave the most volatile move to price or direction to price, you know, when it interacts again with that level, it means that we are interacting with the zone where sellers are comfortable in selling. Now here two things can happen. This area can be defeated by the buyers. The buyers can overpower. So when the buyers overpower, we see an impulsive move to the upside, and but since it is a resistance till the time it is flipped. Here was the point where it could have flipped, and that would have meant that the buyers have taken control. But what happened? It just gave a swing failure pattern. So what is the swing failure pattern? That the buyers failed to take over this zone, and we fell down again. So this was an entry for a short. So if this kind of a structure is made, how you take the trade is, you put your stop loss just above this SFP, swing failure pattern, and your first target can be this area of support. This is a new support now. So this is the support where the low was made, and you can choose an area where maximum interaction has happened. So there's 1, 2 and 3. So 3 touches to the support. This is a valid support, and you can see that it can go till here, and you can have a 1 point in the middle where maximum interactions have happened. So we are interacting with it right now. So you see that we are in the mid of this range. If this falls, then we can expect it to go till the bottom, or we can, right now this becomes our TP area, take profit area, and we take profit here so that our entry goes above our invalidation point. So you should take enough profit at this zone so that your entry and your stop is above this. So this is you are always managing your trade, and it's all dynamic and depends on various factors, but this is the simplest form of how you take it. So this is a take profit zone. So now you have seen that we are in a downtrend. A higher time frame bias was towards the downside. Then we made a swing failure pattern, and we were unable to, move up from this zone. This was a critical zone, and this line is a critical line now. This critical resistance now, and it has to be broken. And you have to see this on higher time frames also of what has happened. Now this higher time frame bias remains to the downside. Now this higher time frame bias is important in establishing whether an intraday move is a new impulse leg or merely the retracement of a bigger leg. So now for checking whether it is a retracement or it is a new leg, we draw Fibonacci lines. You can just go to the panel on TradingView and draw Fibonacci. So if you see, so this is the Fibonacci, and you want to see that if it is just a retracement or we are making a new trend. For the new trend, we have already seen that we have to see higher highs and higher lows on a higher time frame. Right now we are not even able to reach the 0.382 in our previous move, which signifies that we are in a heavy downtrend. So details of Fibonacci, we teach Fibonacci in our Heroes course, but right now I'm just telling you very simply, just take out your Fibonacci tool and just see where it is interacting. This 0.618 zone is the most relevant. It is the GP. See, what is most relevant depends upon the asset, and you have to draw your Fibonacci sequence and you have to see where the most interaction happens. So if you draw the full retrace, you see this. See, it has retraced from GP. So you see here that how we have respected the golden pocket, and the biggest retracement has come from here. Now we are unable to reach 0.236. If we see the retracement of this move, so we are unable to reach 0.382. So these are certain things you can use as a beginner to have some kind of a strategy and a system to trade. Now let's go back to the index, the shitcoin index. So this is the call we made in the Discord and why this was made. So you see the similar chart, and now you see that this is the supply zone and this is the SFP, swing failure pattern. What is a swing failure pattern is that there are people who have stops here, and there's a high liquidity areas, and the price goes here, takes the liquidity, and then changes and reverses the direction. So and what else you see here is we first saw the uptrend. This was the uptrend, and this is the trend line. How you draw a trend line is you connect the points. You can connect either the bodies or you can connect the most significant area. So this is the most significant area. This is how I draw it. The people draw it in different ways, but what is common is that you have at least 2 touches. So when you have at least 2 touches, the third touch is considered to be the most violent one. So this is the trade on just from a trend line you can take. And when the trend line breaks, and when it breaks and it retests, so this is a good trade to the other side. And whenever the trend line breaks, either you can take a breakout trade. Usually what happens in breakout trades are difficult, but sometimes the breakout trades are the only trades which are available and it never retests. So, and the risk in breakout trades is that it can come back again, and this can be a SFP also, where the price is trying to take liquidity from the stops which are below the trend line. So the confirmation, more safer trade or high probability trade is a retest. So when you know that trend line has broken, there's a swing failure pattern above, the liquidity from above has been taken, then you see that this retest of the trend line is happening. So this trade can be taken, and here you can take 50% off also if you want to play really safe, and that's what you should be doing as a beginner. So the trend lines, there we have established that there should be at least 2 touches. Third touch is very profitable. If it breaks, then you just get out of the trade. And there are the rules to it, that they can be evenly placed. These touches should be evenly placed or reasonably evenly placed, and the price reacts violently to the trend line and it is respected. Trend line can be cleanly drawn and without having to be forced and without cutting through too many candles. So you can have a trend line which is not cutting too many times. So here we see only one cut here. Rest of the times it is respected. Why I have drawn it not like this and like this is because this is a more cleaner for me. You can draw it from wick to wick. How I use them is where the maximum interaction has happened and maximum reaction has happened. So it is a dynamic thing, but basic rules are 2 touches, violent reaction, and connects reasonably. There are not too many cuts also where we are just trying to force it. We don't have to force it. So this is called a continuation. This is continuation where we are making higher highs, higher lows, and the trend is continuing. So this is continuation. This is reversal where we cut through and retest. This is reversal. So reversals are also of 2 kinds. We are established that this is the retest reversal, and if the price had gone just straight down here, then it would be momentum continuation and breakout reversal or momentum reversal. This is retest reversal. If it had gone down, momentum reversal. This is false break and SFP. So I have gone through many things. I want to go through them in detail in coming videos. And what we will see is how to make horizontal supports, how to even go deeper into this trend line supports, and how to identify swing failure patterns more easily. A visual test is something which is the easiest. You can go into the details of it, but in coming videos. And presently this trade is going very well, and to get a target of such a breakout, you can just take a measured move from the trend line from the top, and you can see it here somewhere on the monthly level. This is a monthly open, and this is the zone where there is a lot of support. So I'm expecting it to go to this zone, but this area remains our take profit area. So we have taken profit, and our entry should be above this, above our stop now, so that we remain in profit even if it comes back and takes that area. But now what will be the invalidation? What the price has to do is price has to evolve above this and make higher lows above this for us to be concerned. Till then what can happen is it can just test it again and then go down. So right now we will take profit here, and our entry should be somewhere here. So if the price comes up here, then we will be break even. So we can actually cut our trade. If it is coming up, we see higher lows forming, so we can still cut our trade somewhere here in profit. In the next video I will go into details of all this, and I think this is enough of teaching now. For live charting, we are still playing this harmonic. This is the harmonic target. Bearish sharp target is here. Let's see some other charts. If we see DeFi also has a bearish shark. It is all DeFi is even weaker, and you saw that DeFi was leading the move, and now it has gone down and it's almost reaching a target. It is a move of about 32%. So this we had shared in our Discord, and I hope some of the members caught it. Here we will take profit again. This was the first take profit area. This is the second take profit area. Exchange tokens, this is also going well. Bearish shark, which is an interesting chart, as Ethereum BTC. So Ethereum BTC also has a bearish butterfly, though there is a Ethereum narrative, but what we are seeing here is a lower high, and lower low. So this is a lower low, and this was the first target. This is the second target. Right now we are getting support from here, and since there is a narrative of Ethereum merge, we'll have to see. I think looking at the Bitcoin dominance, which we were looking at earlier, or altcoin dominance, we are in this zone, and even if we see a spike up to this level because of the Ethereum hype, we can expect money to flow into BTC on the downside, even if Bitcoin price is going sideways. I'll just show you a bit. So this is, I'll just show you Bitcoin. So this is a Bitcoin chart. We are just looking at what was happening here when the bull market was over. This was April 18th. Bitcoin price was going sideways from here throughout April till May 19, April 18, the whole year it went sideways. What happened to altcoins? They were just falling down. Their dominance kept falling down even when the BTC price was going sideways. Let's look at the alt. Okay, 222. So what was total 2 doing? April 18. See, April here. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? So you see that dominance can rise when Bitcoin does sideways. So if you see from here, even if we go lower to July 16th, somewhere here. So yeah, so we see that price was going down. Bitcoin price was mostly going sideways, but altcoins fell much more than Bitcoin. So yeah, if we have to look at some individual chart, let's look at BNB. BNB is also going down. Most of the charts have a head and shoulder formation with targets much below here for BNB. Alt Prep also has a head and shoulders target to monthly level. So most of the targets are sending a signal that we are falling back into this consolidation zone area. Let's look at Rose. Rose has already fallen, and it was the old TP area. Just want to run that. CHZ. So you see, we are looking for a short here. See, this is a very strong coin. We can use it as to tell us the health of the market. And if we are seeing divergence here. See, we are seeing divergence here, and this is a huge resistance. So this area is a area where you need to get out of all your positions. Probably look for some shorts. Though you have better assets to short, but still this has not fallen for now, and it is forming a divergence. It is giving a trade here, so you can actually take a trade from somewhere here also, so that your risk to reward is okay. So here, if it comes till here, then open a short, and your invalidation will be a close above here, above the yearly level. And I think it has played out because the divergence are appearing. It is losing momentum. You see how we got caught this in the earlier before the uptrend started, and how it has respected this trend line. See, this is the trend line, and this trend line is being respected till now. So it has not broken. I was expecting it to break. It has not broken this trend line till now, so it is still trending. So you can wait before you take a short on this and see even how it reacts to this zone. See it's there. So nothing is interesting to buy for upside. There's no divergence on sand. Here there was a little, but not again. Everything can go a little bit more lower to the consolidation zone, and there we might find some good entries. So for now, it's a long video, guys. I think for today it's enough, and from the next video I'll give some more beginners ideas to beginners about how to get a system in place, and also chart individual altcoins when some long entries are coming. Right now we are in the middle. The short entries were already given, and we are in the middle of that trade, and if something comes up, I will update on Discord. Thank you very much. Don't overtrade. This zone is just a sideways chop. Play with low position size, long the supports, range bottoms, and short the range tops. In the middle, try to avoid trading. Thank you very much. I hope to see you next time. Thank you.